sun is shining and the Isle of Man is once again welcoming motorcycle race fans from around the world to its shores, this time for 4 days of road racing action at the Southern 100 meeting around the Blount circuit in the south of the island. One of the main attractions this year is Britain's most famous lorry mechanic, and Guy Martin returns to what he claims is his favourite event, and one he's been going to for more than a decade.
First Southern 100? 2003, yeah. I think. Yeah, ended up in hospital 2003, yeah, first year.
Into Iron Gate they go. 5. And a yellow flag out already. Oh, there's a rider down. Who's that? Who's that? Is it Farquhar? No, Guy Martin's down. He's down. So as they file past, I would imagine that being an opening lap incident, thankfully he's okay.
I just says, oh, what's the course like? I says, I've heard there's a few walls. He says, oh, you've only a couple of walls to worry about, he says. He says, the one on the left, the one on the right. I thought, oh, right, yeah, and he's not wrong.
Here we go, here's a replay. We're with Guy Martin, too close to Farquhar. Oh, Farquhar gets away with it. Guy Martin doesn't.
Still got a few screws in from that now. Yeah, broke my leg, broke my ankle, did a few bits and bobs. I think I still won best newcomer of the meeting because it was right between me and Finnegan. And I'd been on the podium a few times, first year here, and I thought, it was going all that, and then I was just young. Every year's a good year at the Southern. Every year, you just always look forward to coming up with the Southern. Just organisation, weather's, well, it's not always great, but the weather the last few years has been great. Just a meeting.
This year, Guy displays the #1 plate on his Suzuki machinery, having won the championship race 12 months ago, following a close duel with rival Michael Dunlop.
We won the big race twice. Won it in 2009 and
last year
2013, yeah.
That's Guy Martin on his way to a checkered flag.
As long as he doesn't overcook it, of course.
They're already applauding for him. They could see that Martin was in the lead and Michael Dunlop wasn't close enough.
It's not overcooked, is it? It's boiling away nicely for Guy Martin, Southern 100 champion, 2013. He takes the title from Michael Dunlop. What a race. What have you brought this year? What bikes?
New bikes.
Is it the TT bikes? Is it Superbikes? Is it Superstocks? What have you got?
I brought my road bike, my mountain bike. I've got a 600. I've got a Superbike. What else we brought? Bought a lot of books.
But for competition-wise, it's the Superbike, is it?
Getting into me books. We're getting into me books. Getting a bit deep with bloody George Orwell. However,
there's a young pretender waiting in the wings who keeps getting faster and faster. Dean, welcome back to Blount. Been an exciting year so far.
Yeah, definitely a few ups, few downs, but no, definitely the ups outweigh the downs.
So what have you brought with you this time?
Superspike, Supersport and Supertwin. All going well last night, so can't complain. Hopefully weather continues as is and jobs are good.
Every year so far you've got quicker and quicker and quicker. Do you think you're there now, or is a little bit more still to come from Dean Harrison?
Yeah, no, definitely more, always more to come, definitely. Going well last night, so if we can continue the form for the rest of the week, the job will be good and keep the boss happy.
You've got good memories of this circuit so far?
Yeah, definitely. Last year was definitely a really good year. I think 6 races, 6 podiums, so if we can do the same again, I'll be as happy as.
Dean Harrison, Guy Martin, great effort, but Dean Harrison takes a win at the Southern 100.
Wow. What a result, what a race from him.
I'm going to put it to you, what can we expect from Ivan Linton at Blount?
A better run than last year. We didn't have a very good year last year, but we're certainly looking forward. We've had a good start to the season, so hopefully we can carry it on in the sun at Blount.
Look at them wriggling around. They're getting buffeted around before they'll all sit up and slam the brakes on. What a lead that is now from Ivan Linton. He has absolutely gone.
We've had some pretty good highlights the last couple of years at the big major races, the international races as well.
Yeah. I had my first international win at the Ulster Grand Prix on a twin, and I go well round here on a twin.
Slow traffic up ahead, might just have a bearing. No, too far away now. It's going to be Ivan Linton, his first ever win at the Ulster Grand Prix.
Progressing on the other bikes as well. 600, first time on 1,000 round here, so a lot more to come from that, certainly as the week progresses.
So what do you like about the Blount circuit, and what don't you like about the Blount circuit?
I like that it's a race. There's 40 of you on the grid and it's a proper race. If there's somebody in front of you, you're not going fast enough. It's exciting, good for the crowds, good racing.
Connor, 600 but no 1,000, what's the deal?
Well, I just want to support my local event, and maybe 600's available, so I thought I'd come and ride it. I'm looking forward to it.
You've gone well in the 600 this year, especially in the Northwest at your moments.
Yeah, well, you know, it's all down to the package that's been put underneath me, really, the Jackson Racing Honda. It's some fine bit of kit, really, so, you know, I'm here to enjoy myself as well. I love riding the bike and, you know, as I say, support my local event, and we'll get the glorious Manx sunshine as well.
A no pressure week for you then?
No pressure week. I mean, I'm out on the big bike race tonight on the 600 as well. I think we're like 7th at the minute. So it's extra track time for me at the end of the day. After here we go to the Ulster Grand Prix with this bike, so more time on it and try a few more different settings. See how we get on.
Neen knows what he's up to. Having the ride of the weekend is Dan Neen. Here's the man coming over the line now. He might have done it, and it's Dan Neen by 0.3 of a second from William Dunlop.
Dan, fine form so far this year, starting off with Cookstown. What chance of replicating that here?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to carry it on, you know, and keep winning, but obviously everyone wants to do that. There's a few boys that'll be up for the job, so yeah, it'll be tough racing, I'd say, you know, it'll be tight, so just do my best and, you know, ride the bike, that's it.
What have you brought with you?
Well, I've got the Cookstown B racing machines, Superbike and 600, so yeah, they're both going good. I just need the 600 hasn't been my best so far this year, but no, seemed to go good last night, so hopefully carry that on now.
Is it a fully blown Superbike or is it super stock?
Yeah, no, it is a Superbike. Yeah, it's an 010 bike now, but it's still, you know, it's good. It seems to be standing me in good stead this year, you know. So no, it's the best bike I've rode so far, so enjoying it.
Is it the one that Bruce Anstey used to ride, and I think John Burroughs then rode as well?
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, no, it's a good bike. We tweak bits and pieces here and there just to suit me, but I'm, you know, happy with it. So.
The biggest name currently in motorcycle road racing has once again made the journey to the Balaun circuit to participate in the Southern 100 International. Michael Dunlop has also brought his TT-winning BMW with him and looking to continue a campaign that started off when he broke his arm in a crash at Brands Hatch while competing in the British Superbike Championship. That didn't stop the Ballymoney man from missing out on the Northern Ireland season opener at Cookstown, despite being in some pain from his injury. Anyone who thought he was returning to a racetrack too soon was made to think again when he stormed to victory in 2 of the races. And he hasn't looked back since.
Here's a man with a broken arm, front wheel up in the air, wins the Supersport 600 here at Cookstown. How did he do that?
Yeah, it's been good. You know, obviously start of the year, just other different bits and pieces, and you know, I just hadn't planned doing anything, and that was, you know, it was a serious plan, and you know, BMW approached me, and I think we made something special already. So it's one of them things, you know. And I'm obviously to come back and win TTs, especially after the 75th anniversary. You know, they've been peaking, and so have I. It's just everything seemed to click nicely, and you know, we've had our problems, you know, trying to get everything right so quick, but we've just overcome them and just kept plugging along and doing our own thing. I enjoy it, you know what I mean? It's friendly, you know. The weather's been good, but the wind's horrendous. But I like coming over here. It's so relaxed, and you know, it's good old fun.
In the past, Michael's had his downs at Balaun.
And Dunlop carrying lots of speed, and down he goes. Michael Dunlop goes down and hits the air fence. Big smash. Flags are out. We're looking from Cameron Donald.
And his ups, his best moments at Balaun coming when he was crowned champion in 2011 and 2012.
Second win. That's what he did.
Great race here at Balaun.
I've won around here many a time, you know what I mean, and it's good, you know what I mean. I like being here, I like riding here. We're just obviously trying to sort the Superbike out, but we've got one hurdle that we can't fix here and now. But I say I enjoy riding the bike, and I enjoy riding around here. You know, it's I like the Southern. It's good people who run the event, and just they're friendly people. That there's never no hassle with them, and they'll always do the best they can to try and make sure you're happy here. We're just trying different things to see if we can make the bike do different things that we want to, because it's not 100% yet, and I say if we can just do small things to make a step, the Ulster Grand Prix should be hot and heavy.
So those are some of the fancied riders, but let's now check out where they'll be running. It's a long, fast start on the 4¼ mile long Ballon circuit. Off the line, it's up the rise and into the first right-hand turn at Ballackagan. From there, it's the long run down to Iron Gate, then under the trees and out and just past Joey's Gate on the right, then ride the bumps into Ballabeg hairpin. Then the trickiest part of the course. Past Roy Gelling's farm, down through the bomb hole. Next, it's cross four ways, another great overtaking opportunity. Then the spectacular Church Bends, followed by the fastest part of the circuit, the long straight through Great Meadow. From Great Meadow into Stadium, then the final chance for overtaking before the end of the lap at Castletown Corner, and that completes the circuit of Ballown. We're all ready to go racing. Coming next, it's the first piece of action when the 600 1000cc race kicks off the Southern 100 for 2014. Welcome back to the sun-kissed Isle of Man, where the first action of the Southern 100 International Road Races is about to take place.
Well, of course, we've already seen some action around the Southern 100 circuit this week in the shape of qualifying. And who would have put money on Dean Harrison being the fastest rider on a Superbike here this week?
Yes, will we see Dean Harrison coming of age? He's been getting quicker and quicker and quicker as the years have gone on. He's now ahead of Guy Martin and Michael Dunlop.
And I'll tell you what, he was quicker in all of the qualifying sessions. It wasn't a fluke and just one time. He has been consistently quick. So all the others must be thinking, what has he got up his sleeve for this race?
Qualifying is qualifying though. Racing is the real business. We're on row 2 as we get ready for the start of the 600,000cc Corlett Trophies race.
Bunny hopping in the middle of the pack there. Not everybody got away well. Dean Harrison has been mugged before he got off the line. It wasn't him who was jumping the front wheel.
That's Guy Martin.
Here is the replay, and how close was that?
Yes, we just saw Dan Neen and Dean Harrison almost coming together there. They're coming to Ballackagan for the very first time on cold tyres. Dan Neen loses a place going in as well, perhaps his momentum and his breath has been taken away by that incident with Dean Harrison.
It would take anybody, well, it would take my breath away.
Oh, someone else there on the outside.
Too close together, too many shoulders rubbing as they run down the hill. And it is Guy Martin tipping in first with everybody else streaming in behind in the evening sunshine.
Shout out for Russ Mountford. What a start by him. He's in third place. So Russ Mountford tucked in behind Dean Harrison. This is past Joey's Gate. Now comes the bumpy bit. This is where they surf their way into Ballabeg. Mountford's still there. Number 7, Ivan Linton, I think he's moved up to 4th place. He was back in 5th before. We're riding with Dean Harrison as they follow, or he follows Guy Martin, everyone follows them.
David Morgan making his way around Ballabeg in the middle of the pack.
So scintillating start by Guy Martin. He's still
leading.
One of the most spectacular parts of the circuit. Russ Mountford showing exactly why as he goes down through the bomb hole.
Dan Neen is right on his shoulder, isn't he? This is going to be a pass, do you think, running into cross four ways?
It's a classic manoeuvre, this, isn't it? Oh, in fact, actually, he's gone around the outside a lot. Sometimes go to the inside, some go around the outside. It's on the brakes into this right-hand turn. Further back down the field, they're still going into the bomb hole. That's Roy Richardson there on bike number 9.
We're on board with Dean Harrison. We're in 2nd place on the number 2 bike. That is Guy Martin, reclaiming what he would probably think is his rightful place. Remember, he's last year's champion.
Oh, could this be Dean Harrison's moment? This is the fastest part of the circuit. It's Great Meadow. I think Harrison may be through.
He is.
Side by side, and I think he is. I think you're right, Rich.
Dean Harrison announced himself in qualifying. He was fastest in all the sessions. It wasn't a fluke. Have a look at this. He has not had the best start, but he's had the best recovery. Ivan Linton going backwards as they run through the left-hander.
Talk about bad starts as well. Michael Dunlop, there he is. The only flaw perhaps in his makeup, he's such a fantastic all-round racer, but sometimes he just leaves himself with a little bit of work to do, doesn't get off the line too quick. So then,
here's that moment again.
David Morgan, 71. He's got Conor Cummins on the 600 behind him. Again, that was bike number 11. That was Mark Parrott. Dan Neen on bike number 4. But these are the two that are running away with it out in front as they go into Ballackagan. Dean Harrison showing Guy Martin the way around this time.
Well,
and
Guy Martin's so close to throwing that in the hedge. How did he get back on that?
Oh, I was not expecting that. Guy Martin was not expecting. No one was expecting that. What a save, though. And talking of saves, Mike Dunlop's now on the move as well. There he is. He's just gone past Dan Neen to go into Iron Gate.
Surely that's going to cost Guy Martin, isn't it? Surely that huge leap out of the saddle is going to lose him a place or two. Is he still second? Here's what happened. Have a look at this.
Just crosses it up.
Such a classic high side. The suspension unwinds and throws you.
Davey Morgan with Conor Cummins on the 600 still tucked in behind him. No 1,000 bike CC this time as that Dunlop going through perhaps for another place. We're on board with Dan Neen. We're getting a great view of the duel in front of him.
He's looking for a way through. He's made his way through.
There.
That was extraordinary, wasn't it?
Do not pass there unless your name is Michael Dunlop. Russ Mountford goes back to 4th place.
Russ Mountford must have wondered what that was. He knew Michael Dunlop was behind him, but overtaking there.
It's Dean Harrison from Guy Martin, but don't look over your shoulders, guys, because guess what? Michael Dunlop is on the march. Can he recover up that gap, though?
Well, Dean Harrison's got a bit of a lead, hasn't he? He's definitely pulled away from Guy Martin, surprise, surprise. But the big surprise is Guy Martin actually kept that second place. And here's why, it's because Michael Dunlop was slowing up everybody behind him, finding his way through. And now, is he going to catch Guy Martin on this lap, do you think?
He is closing.
Oh, look at this, Dan Neen up the inside. And that's Russ Mountford back in place again.
Yeah. So Dan Neen's on the march as well. Here's the move from Ivan Linton's perspective. Had to shut off there as well. Ivan Linton, not really a renowned 1,000cc specialist.
Dan Neen has had a very good start to the 2014 season and is riding well yet again.
Paul Shoesmith there with Malachi Mitchell-Thomas behind him.
Evening sun getting in your eyes here as they swap places yet again. Well, he's not giving up, is he?
Yes, good showing this from Russ Mountford. Always just somehow under the radar at some of these meetings, but he's having a really good dice with Dan Neen. A really good rider, Russ Mountford. Loves the roads.
But now Dan Neen's got the bike that he really has been hunting for so long. He's been riding really well this year and could well be a surprise podium topper. And I say surprise, it won't surprise him, and it probably won't surprise the team either, but it might surprise a few people, including this one.
Dean Harrison around Ballabeg hairpin. It's looking good. Guy Martin with Michael Dunlop closing in. Now, time-wise, Michael Dunlop has put in the fastest lap of the race so far, 2:15.65. Harrison's done 2:15.82.
Well, they were qualifying in the 2:16s, 2:15s, so they're pretty much bang on the pace as they come to racing.
Oh, that's a man who's trying. Michael Dunlop really, really trying.
Dan Neen, very neat and tidy. He should know his way round here, Dan Neen. He's just looking for just that little advantage to creep closer at every opportunity. You have to kind of scratch at it. You can't just make up enormous big lumps as we go on board with him.
This is into Church Bends. It's the little chicane, the right, the left flick. They get so close to the wall, or their shoulders certainly do. Now then it's on the power. It's all about extra speed out of Church Bends and then getting the top end to work for you. But he just doesn't seem to have it on that Suzuki.
Oh, look at that, Dean Harrison skating the back into the right-hander at Castletown Corner. Michael Dunlop is closing in, isn't he? Michael Dunlop is reeling in Guy Martin.
It's a really spectacular part of the course. This is the leading 600, Conor Cummins, but going into Castletown Corner, really spectacular how they cross it up on the way in. Michael Dunlop really trying on the exit of Ballackagan. Guy Martin, he's not giving up, is he? Dean Harrison may have this one. He just keeps pulling away. He's done 2:15, so has Michael Dunlop. Guy Martin still hasn't broken 2:16, so it looks like Dean Harrison's race.
On board with Dan Nina. Just going back to Michael Dunlop as he goes through, nice and easy. That was lovely, wasn't it?
It was, but can Russ Mountford get him back again? If he can, if he's thinking about Ballabeg, which is where Dean Harrison is right now. Quick mention for number 86, Paul Coward, being followed by 53. That's Tom Robinson.
So, I was going to say, Michael Dunlop's been preoccupied with his bike this week. He spent a lot of time with his head inside the fairing, and he does like to have his hands on the machinery. And when it's not right, it throws Michael Dunlop's entire personality off balance. I think he worries about stuff like that, and he kind of just fidgets in his mind about it, and then it can spoil his week.
Talking about fidgeting,
yes.
Russ Mountford. Further back down the field, that is number 38. That was...
Oh, it's just, it doesn't matter who it is, it's all of them, Dave. Look, every single one going over there. He's throwing the front wheel up in the air and wobbling all over the place.
Talking of the wobbles as well, that was Andy Saw, number 12, a regular, followed by number 16, Paul Smith.
Right.
Dean Harrison on his way then, through Stadium. Just one more lap to go after this one. Look at the lead he has. The question is now, can Michael Dunlop catch Guy Martin?
He's working on that, isn't it? It's taken into, that's what I'm saying, you've got to try to eke out little bits and ease your way closer. Unless you do a Guy Martin at the right turn and jump out of the saddle again, Michael Dunlop's really just got to look for small advantages.
So last lap flag then for Dean Harrison. The only person that can beat Dean Harrison now is Dean Harrison, if you know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean. There's a few people here determined to try it, isn't it? Conor Cummins looking nice and tidy on the 600. Shame he's not on a big bike because he's been riding well too. He could be up there with this battle.
We just saw him behind Ryan Neen, brother of Dan. So Dean Harrison on his way down to Iron Gate for the last time. Michael Dunlop again switches out, flicks it out to the right-hand side. I know that's just the power of that BMW.
I'm not sure if that BMW's not a 99% instead of the 100% he needs it to be. I'm slightly concerned that that isn't the machine he had at the Northwest.
He's lapping quicker than Guy Martin though, and remember Michael did have that terrible start.
He did have a terrible start, but Michael with his head down is a thing to behold, and we haven't, and apart from a couple of times, we haven't really beholden it.
He comes into this meeting as the favourite, doesn't he? I mean, he's having such a fantastic year yet again. I wouldn't even say arguably anymore, he is the top road racer at the moment.
Absolutely, yeah, unquestionable. And he is closer, and he is sort of nudging up, but I don't think he's got enough lappery left to do it in. Dan Neen out on his own now has made the escape, and he's looking good.
That was 52, that was James Cowton.
Haven't seen a lot of James Cowton, another one you'd expect to see among the front runners.
Maybe not such a big bike rider though, James. So Dean Harrison with just traffic to negotiate, and then he'll be hoping to negotiate the checkered flag.
But he's just got to negotiate this without falling off, and he's done it only just once before like that. And Michael Dunlop is within striking distance of Guy Martin, and Guy Martin knows it, doesn't he?
I don't think Michael's going to be too close unless Guy Martin mucks up his exit. There's the checkered flag for Dean Harrison now. Who's going to get second place? It should be Guy Martin. We're looking into the distance. It is Guy Martin. He'll take second. Michael Dunlop third.
What a race that was for Dean Harrison. So close for Michael Dunlop, as you say, after a slow start. Great fourth place for Dan Neen. Russ Mountford, very strong fifth. Ivan Linton, thumbs up in sixth.
Yeah, I got stuck in for the first lap. I got past Guy as soon as I could, then, like I say, I got into a quick rhythm and sort of gapped him, which I didn't expect, to be fair. And worked from there, really. I was just pretty shocked, to be honest.
It's two races in one at the Open at the Southern 100, and it was Conor Cummins who took the honours on the 600. Joining him on the podium, Malachi Mitchell-Thomas in second place, Roy Richardson, one of the many regulars who return year on year to Ballown. Andy Saw, another of those, he was in fourth place.
That wraps up the first race of the week at the Southern 100. Next, it's the turn of the two-strokes to take to the Ballown circuit. Hello again from the Isle of Man and the Southern 100 International Road Races of 2014. Next up, it's the two-strokes.
Well, it's a peaceful evening in Castletown, but it's about to get shattered for the second time tonight as the next race lines up. 125s and 400s on the same grid, something for everybody.
Yes, it is. Again, they'll be lapping about the same kind of time. The 400s always just seem to edge it as we wait for the lights to go out.
On board with Dave Corlett, and he's been left behind at the start.
Alistair Howarth, who else? He's dominated this class. He's not won it for a couple of years. We didn't have a 400 race last year, and Ryan Neen won it back in 2012. But Alistair Howarth has, his name is in the record books for 400s. Dave Corlett getting back to third place now by the looks of things. I think that was Dave Taylor that's gone into second. 125s to look out for as well. Paul Robinson on the Aprilia. But it's Alistair Howarth who's pulling away as they exit Ballachagan. We're back on board with Dave Corlett, trying to slipstream Dave Taylor.
Look at the lead that Alistair Howarth's got already. He was massively quick in qualifying, and every time I think he topped all the set, but he was certainly his first time was just like, that's it, I know the way round here, that's how I'm going to do it. That was your leading 125, I think, was it not?
It was Paul Robinson, of course.
Middle of the pack, and he's gone, hasn't he? He's gone.
Yeah, but again, as with all two-stroke machinery, reliability is such a key. The 400s tend to be rather reliable, but parts are at a premium now, and to replace things that get broken and that are aged, etc. We're looking at number 84 there, Stuart Rayner.
Everybody loves a two-stroke, and we all know because they produce such enormous amounts of power out of tiny little capacities, and they're fun to ride as well. And the 400 is absolutely a piece of jewellery, that little Yamaha. It's when you take the fairings off that, it's just amazing, that thing.
So Dave Corlett into cross four ways. Will he try and go up the inside? Doesn't sound as if he's got the revs high enough to try and move.
Slip the clutch, and now
quick glance around from Dave Taylor there.
He's coming to get you, but I think Dave Taylor's got the measure of this. We'll see. Oh, sits up early. Right. They were close, weren't they?
Exit speed though for Dave Corlett. And I think he's just got his nose ahead. This is down towards Great Meadow. Alistair Howarth off into the distance.
Who comes through next? Oh, objects in the camera may be closer than they appear. Look at this, they are side by side almost, aren't they?
Well, Corlett has got the... I was going to say, actually, Dave Corlett did have the advantage because he had this left-hand side of the road, but Dave Taylor's just sneaked ahead of him.
Oh,
but
now.
Corlett heads back.
And he's got it, hasn't he? Dave Taylor's thinking, I'll let you do that this time.
Classic nip and tuck, 64. That's Andrew Cowie. So Howarth is through, he's still leading. These two are side by side. So gaggle of riders further back. It's all eyes on these two. Corlett again just ahead of Taylor. It's the battle of the Daves. We're on board with the guy in second place. Will he be second as we go into Ballachagan as they go into the setting sun?
So difficult, isn't it, that ride uphill into the settings, and Howarth looks around. You could almost count on two hands the gap already, couldn't you?
Interesting to see as well. Dave Corlett has a clear visor, and it's a darkened visor for Dave Taylor. That will work going into Ballachagan. It won't work down in through the bomb hole, etc., through the darkened parts. That will
work, though, doesn't it?
That certainly works out here. Once they get under the trees, it'll be a different matter.
Yes, the bomb hole with a dark visor won't be much fun at all, I wouldn't have thought.
So this is into Ballabeg. They'll be getting shaken around as they come into this. You can see the front end there just bobbing around.
There was a Ripley here, nice and tiny turning in.
Dave Taylor takes it out, it's onto the exit there. Further back, Paul Robinson mixing it in. He's still the leading 125. There's the leading 400 going through the bomb hole. We're on board with Alistair Howarth now as he goes past Roy Gelling's farm.
In fact, Paul Robinson's doing rather well, isn't he? Because I think he's right up there in among the thick of the 400s.
Yeah, no Chris Palmer, of course, this year. He's now hung up his leathers.
So what are we looking for? Chris McGahn somewhere is our second 125, is he?
Yeah, no? Tom Snow perhaps as well. In fact, right on cue there is Tom Snow, and he's got Leon Murphy on the 400 just behind him. Chris Palmer will always try to get in to the top three when he's on the 125, mixing it with the 400s. And that would be Paul Robinson's aim. He will do something to catch these two. They've got something to talk about in the George or the glue pot tonight, wherever they end up as they go side by side. He could turn.
Read the numbers on that dial.
he could go over and just hit the kill button there and just...
This is why we like racing with the smaller bikes. It lets you get away with stuff you just could not countenance on a bigger one.
Well, I think certainly Dave Taylor seems to have the braking into Stadium Bend. He seems to hold it longer, whether he's got the brakes, but then again, Dave Corlett does exactly the same again. This is not a replay of the previous lap, by the way.
It is.
It is, but it isn't.
Wow, yes, I mean, and be fair, Alistair Howarth, I mean, he is leading by the proverbial country mile, but if you look at him, he is also riding the wheels off that Yamaha. He's not just riding around and taking the applause, not yet anyway. And here they come side by side again towards Ballachagan. Who's in? It's going to be Dave Taylor.
It is Dave Taylor with the darkened visor, of course. Well, Alistair Howarth has a substantial lead now in this one, and again, it's up to him now. He'll be keeping his fingers crossed that everything goes right. It sings sweetly all the way to the end. There's the battle in the distance as well. That's
Alistair
involving
Howarth,
Paul Robinson.
Not just in a different race. He looks like he started on a different day, doesn't it?
Yes, Alistair Howarth not won this race since 2011. Around Ballabeg he goes. Now then, who will be in second place? It's Taylor from Corlett as present, and that's how it's been each time. I think
they have a little swap round by the church, and then a little swap round going past the start finish.
Interesting, same lines again. Taylor out wide, Corlett just tucked in a bit more.
That's a 1-2-5 going away from the hairpin, isn't it? But if Dave Corlett can hold the lead out of Castletown Corner,
that's it.
He's got it done, hasn't he?
Yep, that's the crucial one, Rich.
And that's what he's been thinking. It's what he's been rehearsing, and I'm sure that Dave Taylor is well aware of that.
So yes, it's all about tactics now between these two. And he's certainly trying on the speed. Maybe this could be Dave Corlett's moment. There goes Howarth.
Don't hold your breath waiting for the next pair, because they're a long way behind now.
So Howarth then into Castletown Corner. All heads then turn left to see what's happening with this battle for second place.
15 seconds behind they are now.
Here they come. Now will we see a repeat this time? Dave Taylor again goes out to the left-hand side. He just leaves that gap for Dave Corlett every time. They're side by side. Corlett tucks it in, but it's all about Taylor's exit speed. Corlett just seems to be ahead of him.
I think he's setting him up for that one. I think he's letting him think that on the last lap he'll be able to do that again, but I don't think he will. I'm sure that Dave Taylor will not leave that door open on the last lap.
Yes, he may be just giving him a false sense of security there.
You can do it any time you like, except when it matters.
On the final circuit. Alistair Howarth then. There goes Dave Corlett. And Dave Taylor just ahead of him.
Into the sunset. You see, that doesn't matter because we've already passed the checkered flag, so on the final lap, that won't count. It's the one at the corner before that will be the critical one, and I'm sure that Dave Taylor is as aware of that as we are, if not more so.
Then through the bomb hole. No traffic ahead of him as well. Again, no change between these two. It's nice to see, well, interesting, Corlett takes a fairly central line, whereas Taylor tend to weave there. He followed the road somewhat.
Now then, will we see the challenge from Dave Corlett along here as they go towards cross four ways?
Here's Andrew Kershaw. He's got number 76, Tony Lima, with him. And that's Lancelot Unisart. Howarth then on his way into stadium. Head down, he's not even looked around to see what's going on behind him, has he? He's just concentrated on his own game.
That's because the last few times he's looked around, there hasn't been anybody there.
Exactly.
Look at, he's still riding that bike though, isn't he? That's why he's pulling away.
He'll be wanting to go quicker than any other time he's been quicker around Ballown in the past. So then, here we go. What will happen this time? Taylor seems to have a little bit of a gap this time on Dave Corlett. Will that matter this time? Corlett goes again for it. Very predictable, but he's not close enough this time.
Something happened, didn't it, on the run to Church Bends?
Paul Robinson in fourth place on the road. There's the last lap flag.
Yeah, something must have happened to Dave Corlett running through Church Bends because he wasn't close enough, and that means he couldn't have made the exit, or he had a little wobble on the way in.
So Alistair Howarth then just has a couple of miles and a bit more to go to guarantee victory in the first 400 race of the week. There's another one on Thursday.
Now then, last chance saloon for Dave Corlett on this lap.
Dave Taylor's tended to hold second place throughout, hasn't he? And he'd be mightily upset if he was to lose second place to Dave Corlett now. Blue skies again over Boulogne.
If the duo behind, if Dave Corlett comes out of Castletown Corner in the lead, unless Dave Taylor works a miracle, I don't think he'll catch, or based on previous laps, he won't catch him by the checkered flag. And that's what Dave Corlett is banking on, so now he's got to be close, hasn't he? He's got to be really close, and he is really close through here. This is more like it. This is where he needs to be, absolutely balanced on the shoulder of the man in front.
Come on, all turns to go then for Alistair Howarth. The left at Stadium, the right at Castletown Corner. Here we go, and he's much closer this time.
They were racing through there before. Howarth still doing that with the 400, just almost standing on his nose. And this is looking more and more like Dave Taylor's race at the moment. As Alistair Howarth takes a checkered flag. What's happening behind?
Oh, it's obvious. Has he overcooked it? I think he might have overcooked it. He tried, Dave Corlett, and Dave Taylor will take second place.
No way that he's going to catch up. Here's the moment. Oh, look. Dave Taylor was shutting that door. Corlett thought he was going to leave it open, and this time, the last time when it mattered, he shut the door in his face, and that was that, done and dusted. So third place for Dave Corlett, and he'll be saying damn and bother and stuff like that, won't he? Dave Taylor, second place. He has been second, as he said, most of the time.
This is the picture then. Paul Robinson, the quickest of the 125s, in fourth behind Dave Corlett, Dave Taylor, and the top 400, Alistair Howarth.
I knew I was good in practice, and obviously we went from pole position, but a couple of laps in, I started losing some revs at the top end, so I was concerned that we were going to lose the bike, so I was just counting the laps down, fingers crossed. So although it might have looked easy out there, I was worried when I was out there. But I enjoyed the ride nonetheless. It was good. Yeah, thoroughly enjoyable.
Proper ding-dong there.
Yeah, I had a real hard race with Dave Taylor. I just got him coming into Castletown Corner on the last lap, but I just couldn't get it stopped in time, and he just dived up the inside of me again and raced me to the line. But yeah, we had a good 6-lap battle, I think, and bring it on Thursday and let's have another one.
Coming up next, it's action from the big 1000cc Superbikes. We're in the Isle of Man, where it's race week in the south of the island as the sun continues to beat down on the Southern 100.
Big bike time then. It's the thousands, although there is one stray 800 in this pack, I think, but basically we're talking Superbikes.
We certainly are, Richard. We're talking Superbikes. Are we talking another super performance from Dean Harrison? We're waiting for the lights to go out. We're on board with Dean Harrison. That's Dan Neen just behind him. Michael Dunlop, another poor start from him.
Back to fifth as Dean Harrison gets away well. Whoa, Dan Neen very close there.
Yeah, Dan Neen, I was going to say he leads, but he just slots into second place. He's in behind Dean Harrison. Guy Martin's third. Michael Dunlop back in sixth place. They go to Ballackagan for the first time. That's Dan Neen, number 4 on the old Bruce Anstey. That's the Superbike that broke the lap record at Ulster Grand Prix all those years ago. Is that Dan Neen that's just gone into the lead?
Is. Dean Harrison's coming back at him now. That was a great start from Dan Neen, but he had a good getaway before, didn't he?
He did. So Dan Neen, and remember, so close to the wall there at Irongate, and look at that. Look at the speed he's gained going so quick through there. He's certainly got that one off to a tee.
Well, Dan Neen very determined and very well clear. He's a good couple of lengths away from Dean Harrison, who himself said he was a bit surprised by his result in race 1.
So here we go, we're on board with Ivan Linton this time.
That's Michael Dunlop going left behind.
Yeah, again, I don't know whether it's him or the bike. But then look at that, Dan Neen just had to shut off for a moment then as Dean Harrison went over it. Otherwise we would have had a repeat of the first race here at the Southern 100.
Another good start for Ivan Linton though. He's another one who's coming on strong. Dean Harrison has, I think, made his mark in the last couple of races, and definitely here.
This is that moment, isn't it, when he goes past and takes over the lead. Down Great Meadow, and look already, Neen and Harrison pulling away. Guy Martin in third place. Michael Dunlop still can't seem to make his way up through the order, but look at this, Dan Neen from Dean Harrison.
These two clear, aren't they?
The two young upstarts.
Guy Martin.
Ivan Linton going up the inside of Guy Martin. It is.
Yes, it is.
Well, very much the way we've spoken up of Dean Harrison recently is Ivan Linton's another one who's making a mark on the road racing scene. Michael Dunlop's through. Michael Dunlop through to fourth. Guy Martin back to fifth. Guy Martin with a problem. He had...
he's got to be, isn't he? Yes, he's got his foot out.
Yeah, he had a couple of issues with the bike. I think the injectors gave him some issues on the first race.
He'll be into the pits. Oh, yes, here he is already. Just put his foot out coming out of Castletown corner, so his bike problem has meant that will be the end of his day. But of course, everybody else carries on, and the race he's most concerned about, of course, will be on Thursday, won't it?
Yeah, they'll have to get that bike ready, and also they'll be looking ahead to the Ulster Grand Prix, of course. This could be Dean Harrison going past Dan Neen as they go into Iron Gate. They're side by side. I think Neen still got him, has he? No, Harrison's through. There goes Harrison.
Brave was that, Dean Harrison. That was racing from Dean Harrison. He's been quick on a motorbike, but all of a sudden he's come racing, hasn't he?
He's upped his game this year.
Yes.
Not through anything, I think just experience. It's not that he's trying any harder, he's just getting quicker and quicker and faster on a bike. This is that moment again we're looking at up the inside. They're side by side at this point.
It's confidence, isn't it? He knows he can make this work.
And we saw Dan Neen going past Dean Harrison before from his bike, vice versa this time.
Yeah, that's all it is, isn't it? Knowing you can do it as opposed to thinking you can. Excellent stuff, and great riding from these two young men of road racing. Guy Martin already in the pits. Michael Dunlop recovering from another bad start and nowhere to be seen. Davey Morgan instantly recognisable going around Ballabeg and away.
So we were all talking about Michael Dunlop and Guy Martin before the start of this one, and it's Dean Harrison and Dan Neen who are now providing all the talking points.
Well, yes, if you've been to the bookies and put your money on Dean Harrison, you will be... Oh, yes. Dave almost out of your seat there.
So too Dean Harrison for a moment. He was totally in control as we look at Russ Mountford with James Cowton just behind him.
Yes, James Cowton, another one who I think you'll be seeing and hearing more of. There's a gap, isn't there, now for Dean Harrison? He's pulled away from Dan Neen on that lap, and that's quite a serious marker. He's not just in front, he's pulling away.
That looks like Colin Stevenson going through, and the unmistakable Paul Shoesmith on the Trouble One machine. Dan Neen, though, can he reel in Dean Harrison, or will Dean Harrison get quicker and quicker and quicker as he seems to do in each race?
Harrison looking just supremely confident, and same for Dan Neen. Bike's going well, and of course it would be with the Cookstown machine underneath him. Every confidence in that, you know it's going to work all the way to the end, don't you? But he just can't quite stay with the pace of Dean Harrison.
James Cowton's through on Russ Mountford. So James Cowton is past as they go past Iron Gate. It's all about mistakes now, isn't it, really? Yeah. As Dean Harrison, if he makes a mistake, that could allow Dan Neen to come through.
The trouble is, it's just one little bump, your foot comes off the pegs, and all of a sudden you're second. When it's this close. Before, like when we were watching the 400 with Alistair Howarth on it, you can afford to make a mistake, but Dean Harrison can't afford to give Dan Neen an inch. That looks like a big gap on the onboard camera because it makes things look as if they are a long way away, but look, they really aren't. He's much closer than you thought.
So around Cross Four Ways they go, up towards Church Bends, looking back at 78, Joachim van den Hoek. So Dan Neen then, I do this at about 40 miles an hour in my car. I think it's a little bit quicker on their bikes.
Just a tad quicker, but then there's nothing coming the other way, is there?
That's true. Yes. So down through Great Meadow they go, and Dean Harrison just seems to have that little point whatever of a mile an hour more than Dan Neen has at this part of the race. Michael Dunlop is gaining in third.
Well, we saw a comeback fight from Michael Dunlop in the first big... Oh, Dan Neen is definitely trying to reel Dean Harrison in, sliding it into Castletown corner.
Ivan Linton in fourth place, Cowton and Russ Mountford in fifth and sixth behind him. And again, there'll be a lot of black lines there at the end of the week.
Yeah, there's a few people laying a mark down here, isn't there?
So last lap then, Dean Harrison going through past slower traffic. 97 Seamus Elliott.
7th at the moment, Seamus Elliott, as we go back to the front.
Dean Harrison from Dan Neen, Michael Dunlop in third. Michael Dunlop is trying right out. He skied in there, didn't he? He didn't have any more
He didn't come out of the seat the way Guy Martin did, but he was a lot closer.
But he took it right out to the curb. Right out to the curb. It's the last lap. All he can do is maybe get closer to second place.
Russ Mountford trying to get closer to James Cowton, not going to do it there.
Michael Dunlop has won this race last year and the year before.
But when Michael Dunlop is struggling to be third, Dean Harrison's winning, and you've got Dan Neen behind him. I know Guy Martin's in the pit, but you've got to say, I think that all is not well in the BMW camp, or all is not well with Michael Dunlop. I'm not sure what it is, but that looked so simple, didn't it, to get that right, and then all of a sudden it's gone horribly wrong. Just the front tucked in. You always like to see the rider jump up, although they're not supposed to. It's the best thing to do sometimes, and on that corner it definitely is.
It's Andrew Sellers that goes down. What a horrible feeling as well.
Just tuck the front in. I think he was afraid of running up the back of the bike in front of him and just snatched the front brake a little bit too hard. Lots of plastic damage, but no rider damage. That's what we like to see if they're going to fall off at all. And Dean Harrison, we hope, isn't going to do anything of the sort.
So Dean Harrison then into the final turn. He's got the fastest lap of the race, 2:14.83. Takes the checkered flag. Dean Harrison wins the senior race. That's 2 out of 2.
That's
second place, Dan Neen. Michael Dunlop closing in, but not close enough.
What a result for those two boys, eh? Dean Harrison and Dan Neen ahead of the Michael Dunlop, Ivan Linton, Russ Mountford and James Cowton 4, 5 and 6. What a result board that is. And what a year this is shaping up to be for the young guns.
It certainly is. Dean Harrison leading the way. As I said earlier, it was all Michael Dunlop and Guy Martin, but so far it's all Dean Harrison. Don't forget as well, Dan Neen as well. What more will we see from those two?
Absolutely spot on. Made some changes last night, which made the bike a bit better, so make some changes from here, we can progress as we are, really.
No whole shot this time?
No, Dan's been riding really well all year, which is good. He's a nice lad, a good mate of mine, so it's good to be battling with mates, sort of thing. So no, we're good. Dan's just, I try to get past him as soon as I could, really, and try and do the same as I did yesterday, because I think it's important to get into a good rhythm and flow instead of getting caught up in a bit of a dogfight.
That's all for now, but join us again next time for more top-class road racing from the Southern 100.